You were on the American Idol Give Back.
Yes.
You did, with the African Children's Choir,
Mm-hmm.
you did a song. Would you pass the audition for American Idol, do you think?
I don't know, to be honest.
Are you too good?
No, it's not that. I just...
Well, that is a criteria. People sometimes are really good, they don't let them on.
I had a friend who auditioned, and he called me back, and I said, "How'd you do?" They said I was too good. They wanted somebody they could make fun of. There you go. That's American Idol. I think it's the same reason we all watch car racing. Sometimes we're looking for the crash, and it's. I've got mixed feelings about the whole Idol thing. I mean, on the one hand, I mean being a huge supporter of the idea that everybody should have a chance. I love the idea that kids from all over the country, from all different backgrounds, have an opportunity to come and audition and be stars. Whether that process is fair, I don't know, but in the end, there are some very talented people that have come out of it. When it turns into more of a TV show and more of an entertainment value, and sometimes I think embarrassing of these kids for the entertainment, that's when I start to cringe a little bit. But certainly when they do a show like the one I was on, like Idol Gives Back, where they have the opportunity, they've got the power to to take these millions and millions of people who want to call and push a number on their phone anyway. They might as well say, while you're at it, give $1, and they did. They raised hundreds of millions of dollars. So it was really that made me a fan.
Not that it's a hypothetical, but let's say you hadn't gotten into the career that you had, but you still were doing music somewhere. Do you think you would have auditioned for Idol somewhere along the line?
No, I don't think I would have, because I just don't think that was something that I aspired to be. I think it's great, but the whole kind of pop stardom, the flashiness of it was not something that I ever dreamed would be possible. There's that confidence thing, and B, I wanted to sing the way I sing. And when you turn on the radio and turn on the TV, you didn't see that. You had to turn on PBS. You had to listen to public radio or satellite radio, although we didn't have it back then. To find other people like yourself, or for me, going to an arts high school or a great camp called Interlochen in Michigan, where you're around theater kids, you're around music kids that you say, oh my, these are my people. This is great. When you look at the pop culture, flip through the magazines, having the kind of voice that I had, I didn't look at that as a home for me. I didn't look at that as a place where I thought I could shine. So, the fact that this has all kind of happened the way that it's happened has been a wonderful story for me and a wonderful journey. Would I have ever expected it to happen? No. Would I have started at the beginning, like an American Idol type thing, to try and make that kind of thing happen? I don't think so.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
My name is Charlie, and I'm here with my wife, Julie.
All right.
Thank you so much for your Christmas album, and for all your other albums, too.
Thanks for making it number one!
Woohoo! I wanted to ask about your charity, the Grobenites for Charity.
Yeah.
You and your fans have raised so much money for a lot of great causes, both here and abroad. I was wondering if you can just tell us a little bit about your charity,
Sure.
What kind of projects your charity is involved with, and how and some of the projects abroad as well.
I would love to. Thanks for the question. I've always been taught by my family, my parents, to give back when you can. As soon as I started having some success, I started really performing at a lot of charity events. Even before the first album was released, David Foster was really one of the first people that introduced me to so many amazing causes in this country and around the world. And so, as things started to pick up and as we started to sell more records, we had money to give, which was great. And we always gave a lot of money. This is just a testament to how great my fans are. They're the kind of fans that, will always be supportive of your music and always want people to buy your records and all that. But they'll wait in the blistering cold outside to get an autograph, and instead of putting that autograph on their wall, they'll auction it off, raise money, and give me the money back for my foundation, which is just the most giving. That's the greatest gift my fans can give me is giving me that opportunity. And the biggest instance of that comes to mind was when I was doing my concert in Los Angeles. They presented me with a check for $25,000 that they had raised on their own. And they said, Josh, we want you to start your own foundation, and here's our first gift to you for your foundation. And so we matched it, and we've been moving on from there. And the fans have helped raise over $1 million now. So that's pretty humble beginnings as far as what can be raised, and we've got so much more work to do. But the great thing about the $1 million mark is that we're finding through the new Josh Groban Foundation, we're finding about 8 or 9 different organizations that we find fall through the cracks a bit. Don't get picked up by the biggies, and so it's so much fun and so addictive in a way. It's a great addiction to have when you can give back to an orphanage that doesn't have beds or something. Great, $500. There's beds. A little bit goes such a long way when it comes to things like shelter and food and that sort of thing. And so we try to find those places, and certainly my trip to South Africa was eye-opening and life-changing as far as being able to meet Mandela and see his organization firsthand, and travel out to Soweto and see just this poverty that I'd never seen before in my entire life. And it's one thing to know it exists, and it's another thing to see it firsthand, and it changed a lot.
Well, people tell you about that before you go to those places. They tell you what it's going to be like, but it's never
it's never the same.
It's never the same when you do that.
It's not, and that's the thing. I mean, we all know. We all want to give back. Everybody here, we're all good people. We all know it's there, and not everybody has the chance to go see it. But I think that when you have the opportunity to see it, you're shocked and appalled. Then you feel, this is a gift. I've been given this gift to see this, and it's almost like that fire that's lit under you is constant. And so it's something that's very much a part of my life. So thanks to you guys for helping with that.
Well, one of the benefits of going to South Africa, did you like South Africa?
I did. I loved it. We're going back in March, and it is a place of such incredible beauty, such natural beauty. It's still a very new country, and there is still a lot there that when you travel outside the major cities, needs so much help. And so it's always been a double meaning for us going over there, because the fans have been there from the very, very beginning of my career. They have been some of the most passionate, music-loving fans that I've had, and so we go there just to have a great time and do some great concerts. But we always spend some time away from that, just kind of taking it all in as well.
Well, one of the benefits of that was you got to work with Lady Blacksmith Mombasa.
Yeah, I've been a fan of theirs ever since my dad brought home the Graceland CD when I was 10 or 11 years old, and it was one of the first times where I had really realized that there are no rules. Here this brilliant American folk singer was blending with these incredible African rhythms and voices, and it worked. It brought it to a level that for those songs nothing could have been achieved on its own. And so growing up with those voices, and again, we talk about hearing a lyric and not understanding what they're saying, but getting it. Ladysmith Black Mambazo, sometimes they sing in English, a lot of times they don't, and it doesn't matter. You feel it, and you feel their emotion, you feel the passion, the pathos in Joseph Shabalala, the leader of the group, and his son's voices, and so a really full circle moment for me going to New York and singing a song that I'd written with Dave Matthews, and just hearing their voices in there and being able to sing with them. It was really one of those moments where I really tried to slow time down and just really fully appreciate what was going on.
You can do that now.
Slow time down?
You can slow time down.
Yeah.
You could do lullaby.
I do this in my tour, too. We have a synth here called a vocoder, and it is a synthesizer that takes your voice and multiplies it many, many times, creating kind of a choir of yourself. And that's how we recorded the demo when I sent it to Dave. And that was another situation where I'd come up with this melody, and it was just gibberish at that point. And I remember he called me up. He says, "Josh, it's David." I'm like, "Hey, Dave." He says, "Man, are you putting a lyric to that?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I'm hoping that you can help me with this lyric." He says, "Oh, man, there's something special about that gibberish." Man, I'm keeping this demo just for myself because that's special. I like that. So there are lyrics, and I think the lyrics that he put on this really, really fully represent how I felt leaving those kids that we saw in South Africa, and so we wrote this for them, and this is called Lullaby. Thanks very much. And you should hear it with them, man.
Pretty good for gibberish.
Pretty good for gibberish, yeah.
Not bad at
was
all.
I singing in gibberish? I didn't even know. Sorry.
Say, while you're sitting there, and you were talking about your inspiration for all of this was Graceland.
Yeah.
Paul Simon. In Soundcheck,
right.
in Soundcheck, you were doing a Paul Simon song. It's just my
Yes,
favorite song. And it's interesting to hear how different people interpret this song, but because it's so well written, it becomes yours. I think almost anybody who sings it has the experience of it before they ever get to it.
Absolutely. I mean, those are the best songs. And this is a song that I first pulled out at the first time I played Madison Square Garden here in New York, and it was a really special moment for me, just being here and singing the song for the first time. And I think I messed up like 3 times in the song, but it is one of my favorite Paul Simon and Garfunkel songs, and this is called America.
Let us be lovers, we'll marry our fortunes together. I've got some real estate here in my bag, so we bought a pack of cigarettes, and Mrs. Wagner pies, and we walked off to look for America. Kathy, I said as we boarded a Greyhound in Pittsburgh, Michigan seems like a dream to me now. And it took me 4 days to hitchhike from Saginaw, and I've come to look for America. Laughing on the bus, playing games with the faces. She said the man in the gabardine suit was a spy. I said, be careful, his bow tie is really a camera. Toss me a cigarette, I think there's one in my raincoat. We smoked the last one an hour ago. So I looked at the scenery. She read her magazine, and the moon rose over an open field. Kathy, I'm lost, I said, though I knew she was sleeping. I'm empty and I'm aching, and I don't know why. Counting the cars on the New Jersey Turnpike, they've all come to look for America. All come to look for America. All come to look for America.
Thank you very much.